My name is Jill Bouchard. I am a postdoctoral fellow at UCSF in the Regenerative Stem Cell Building in the Department of Anatomy.
What was your high school experience like? Describe yourself in high school.
So I did not like science in high school. I wanted to get out of every science class in high school. Some people know what they want to be. You know, my older sister is searching, she's 46 now and she's still trying to find what she wants to be. And I always tell her, sometimes you just have to go on this journey and you just, you just kind of make these decisions. And biotech program, I'm going to try that. And look where I am, 10 years, 12 years later. But no, it was hard because I just didn't really have any role models, at least in my, family, about like science. What does a scientist do? My parents owned a restaurant growing up. My dad did not have a college education. So college was not something that was something we thought about or saved for, unfortunately. So I just was kind of out there and working and as a waitress and just, dating musicians, not really doing much. And then I was so bored. And then this flyer came in and I said, that biotech, that sounds interesting. So I decided to sign up. And from the first moment I got in that class, I loved it. There was always something new. We would go to class and learn we're going to make an antibody, oh, wow, you can make an antibody, not having any science background, that was just really cool. DNA, what was that? I mean, I knew what it was, but just everything was just new and just fun. The more interest that I showed, the more willing they were to teach me things. Do you want to learn how to isolate bone marrow? Or, okay, sure. Every day I wake up, I'm just so excited to come to lab. I come in most weekends. What I'm focused on is I want to see if there are ways that we can rejuvenate the brain and slow aging, because aging is the #1 risk factor for Alzheimer's, all these other diseases. This is my project, and so I have this sense of ownership, and the more work I put into it, the more I get to kind of see it flourish, and that's exciting to me.
What is your project? What part of the whole aging thing are you focused on?
I work on the microscopes. So I look at the activity of neurons. What I'm really interested in figuring out is whether young blood can restore age-related loss of brain function outside regions where stem cells aren't very prevalent. And so I focus on how does can young blood rejuvenate age-related loss of plasticity in the brain? If you have someone who's young start to play the piano, it's much easier for them to learn how to do that than if you're older. And, I have aunts and uncles that are complaining about that now. I just can't get it. I want to play the piano, I just can't get it. And I just find myself always going back to the brain because the least is known about the brain. And so that I find is really exciting. So I'm just curious. There's so many different things that we just haven't even discovered about the brain. Just how neurons communicate and talk to each other and how they process this information, how it changes with age. I think there are answers. There are more days where things don't work than not. So perseverance, you need to have that if you're going to survive. Because just every day, sometimes you'll have weeks of just failures. Experiments fail for all kinds of different reasons. But when they work, and I had a lot of things that worked yesterday, so it was a good day, but you really enjoy those days. I believe that find something you're passionate about, because science it's hard. There's a lot of hours, and to really push something forward, you really need to put in the time. And if you don't love your project, then, so that would be my advice is if you do go into science, find something that you're passionate about.